Very talented individual who not only played for the Bronco football team, later he coached for many years. Now his son Bo is carrying on the family tradition and plays for the Bronco football team as well. The class of 1978 took up a collection and want to make a donation in honor of Bobby and present the Bishop Bronco football team with a donation in Bobby's memory for $920. We, like so many others, will miss our dear friend and classmate. Thank you, Bobby Tanner, and thank you, class of 1978.
Hi, this is Katie Kolker, Bishop Unified School District Superintendent, here to tell you about 2 facility school improvement bonds that will be on the November 5th ballot. Measure R will support total refurbishment of infrastructure at Home Street Middle School and Bishop Union High School, including maintaining our historic main high school building at Bishop High for continued use with students and classrooms. Measure S would support improvements across the Bishop Elementary School campus, including upgrading our HVAC, roofs, flooring, ceilings for positive learning environments for students at the elementary school. If you have questions about either Measure R or Measure S, I encourage you to go to our school website, bishopschools.org, or you can email me directly, kkolker@bishopschools.org. Again, I'm Katie Kolker, Superintendent of Bishop Unified, letting you know about Measures R and S.
To the community. Thank you, Aaron, and I bug that man in the corner all the time. He's my new best friend. And I'd also like to thank my group, my team that helped put this together today. Raise your hand if you were here at 12 o'clock today to help me. Come on, guys, raise your hands. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And then I'd like to thank Jason Brown, raise your hand, and Jimmy T. They offered to come, and we're on live stream on Facebook. You are on Facebook now. And he's also going to make a recording, and it will be available on his Laughing Parrot, and it will be, you can watch it by way of YouTube. It's a YouTube channel, and he'll send that to me, and I'll get that notice out so you can watch it again later, which, thank you so much. He does a great job for the community. He's been interviewing candidates and for all of the November election for school board, city council. He does it every election cycle. So what we'd like for you to do now, we'd like for you to stand up, and we are going to say the flag salute. And this is Tyler Beadle. He is going to lead us. And I'm not taking my hat off because it's jewelry. Over here, Tyler.
You want me to hold it?
Yes.
All right. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, cool.
So first of all, I would like to introduce our school board candidates for Bishop Union School District. Over here, on this side, we have Steve Ilya, and we have Karen Keene, and we have Michelle Mulligan, and we have Jamie Morley. And these are our candidates for tonight. And this is what we're going to do in the first part. This is part 1. Each candidate is going to come up. They have 5 minutes. They are going to introduce themselves, talk a little bit about themselves, their campaign, but they have 5 minutes. And we have a timer. Raise your hand, timer. This is Kelly Brown. She's our timer. And when they get close to the end of their time, she's going to put 30 seconds. The worst thing about doing public speaking is when someone flashes a 30-second, 1 minute. They keep flashing cards at you. So we want you to be comfortable with your time. So we're going to, what we've decided to do, we're going to take alphabetical order. We're going to start with Steve, and then Karen, and then Jamie, and then Michelle. And then when we do part 2 of our program, which will be the question format that you have on your seats, we're going to reverse that order. So Steve is going to come up, and he is going to be our first candidate, and he's going to talk to you for 5 minutes on why he's running and what he wants to do and who he is.
Yeah, thank you. Get everything out of my hands here.
Hold it close to your
Yeah. Testing 1, 2. You lost that love. Sorry, hang on. I forgot where I was for a moment right there. I'm going to go ahead and set my timer too because it helps me with pacing. So if you could tell me when my 5 starts. Yeah. Boom. So let me start even before saying who I am, because I think it's important to me to express that gratitude. Thank you, Lynette, for the warm introduction, and for Eastside for putting this event together. I think it's so important that our community gets the opportunity to interact with candidates, not just for school board, for every office. So thank you so much for all you've done to put this event together. We really appreciate that. And what I also want to remind us is that I'm sure, as I look out at the audience, we've got folks who are all over the political spectrum or from all over the political spectrum. But I do know that the reason every single person is here tonight is that we all want what's best for kids. And so I hope as we engage in conversation tonight and question and answer, that we're all remember to keep that at the center of things, because that's what connects us, and what connects us is far stronger than what divides us, and that is our love for kids. My name is Steve Elliott. I'm our current school board president. I've been the school board president for the last 2 years. I've been, this will be my, if elected, this will be my 3rd term on the school board. And before that, I was in our Bishop school system, 15 years as a public school teacher at our high school. I taught English, AVID, a college and career readiness program, and peer mediation as well, before moving on to working for AVID Center. So I've spent my life as an educator. I've lived in Bishop for almost 30 years now. I can't believe that I can even say that, right? 30 years seems like such a long time, although for many of you who've been here for generations, that's a blink of an eye. But my kids have, 3 out of the 4, I'm part of a blended family. 3 out of the 4 of my kids have gone through the public school system here. One was too old for that, but my two youngest, all years of school here in Bishop. And then when I blended my family, my stepdaughter came and started at 7th grade. And so I've been a huge advocate of the public schools here, not just because I've worked in them and I serve as a school board member, but also because I see what our schools do for my kids each and every day. When I think about what the future holds for the school board, I know that I have 3 specific things I'm focused on that I want for our schools in the next 4 years. I'd like us to focus on safety, on student success, and a culture of excellence. And let me unpack that a little bit to tell you what I mean by that. When I talk about safety, of course we want to make sure that it's a non-threatening environment for all of our students to come to school in. But these days, I'm specifically focused on our facilities. I want to make sure that our campuses are not just clean, but they're safe for all of our students. When they're coming into classrooms and it's raining, we don't have teachers moving buckets around and ceiling tiles falling down. When they're going to classes in the main building, that electric is so old, we've got concerns now around possible fires, possible electric issues, possible plumbing issues. And that's why I think it's also important that you know where I stand as a school board candidate. I'm speaking now as a candidate on our bond measures. There's 2 school board bond measures that are on the ballot, and I'm absolutely in favor of those, because without those, we are not going to have access to the funds we need to give our kids the kind of schools they need so they can thrive, and our teachers the kind of schools they need so they can be their best professional selves. Secondly, I'm worried about student success. At the elementary school, what that means is that we've got to maintain our focus on reading and math. And we've been seeing some great improvements happening at our lowest grade levels. We need to continue to capitalize on that, focusing on those basics. So as those students progress through the grade levels, they can stand on the shoulders of those fundamental skills they're getting at those early grade levels. In middle and high school, we've got to make sure there's great career pathways for our students to follow. Our CTE, Career and Technical Ed, we've got to have a strong program there that ends in certificates and maybe even AA degrees before they're graduating. as well as making sure that more of our classes are A through G, college eligible classes. We've got so many kids who are one class or even one grade away. Change one D to a C, and all of a sudden they've opened the door to college eligibility. And last but not least is we need to have a culture of excellence. And what I mean by that is I want our schools to be championship level schools. I don't want us to do our best for kids. Our kids deserve the best. I want to drive by and I want to see banners. Title I School of Achievement, National Demonstration School, California Blue Ribbon School. That's the standard that I want us to achieve, and though we're not there today, I'm confident that together we can get there. It also means holding high expectations for our kids in the classroom. We want them to know the rules, and we want them to follow the rules. And if they're going to do that in their classroom, we've got to have teachers who enforce the rules and administrators who support teachers when they do that, so that they're not vaping in the bathroom, they're not lining up by the door 2 minutes before the bell rings, but they're using every minute of that instructional time. I see I'm getting my 30-second warning here. Perhaps I'm even, oh, there's the bell right there. So I'll close with this. I hope what you'll take away from me is that I believe in the power of our public schools. I believe in possibility and optimism. One of my favorite sayings, it's an African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I know that together, the people in this room, the people in the community, the people in our schools, when we work together, we can make big changes happen and we can do great things. Thank you very much for your time.
We have to give all of our candidates a proper introduction, and this is candidate Karen Keene.
Well, I'm a theater person, so I'm used to a script, so I have that. About a year and a half ago, I heard two powerful women speak. One was a very conservative Republican, the other a Democrat. But both of them had the same message, and that was that it's now the time to step up and serve your community, and thereby serving your country. It really touched me, and I thought, well, I'm an educator, so how can I help with educating besides the volunteer work that I do? So when I saw that there was going to be a vacancy on the school board, I thought, well, I have to run. I'm many things. I'm a wife and a mother, a singer, an actor, an Olympian, and a volunteer, among many other things. But mostly, I'm a professional educator. I taught in the classroom for 37 years, 33 of which were right here in Bishop. Shortly after retiring, I heard that there was a need for arts education in the elementary school, so I volunteered. This month started my 12th year of volunteering, teaching art in up to 20 classrooms and 450 students a month. I have also volunteered with children, Bishop children through Playhouse 395, and I volunteer every year at the Mill Pond Music Festival doing the children's art activities. So I believe it's accurate to say that Bishop kids are my area of expertise. They're also where my heart is. I know this school system, this district. I know it from the standpoint of a teacher, a parent, and as a regular volunteer. I know what our school population is like. I know where our strengths are and where our challenges are. I know and love these kids. I know the teachers, some for decades. I know many of the administrators. One of the administrators is a former third grade student of mine. I already have a good working relationship with the superintendent. I want to be a part of keeping our school system strong for all those kids and educators I care so very much about. I feel this makes me a most qualified candidate for this position. I believe in public schools. I went to public school my whole life, and my children all attended Bishop schools, K-12, graduating from Bishop High, and they are all very successful adults. I also believe that every parent has the absolute right to choose which educational format they believe is best for their children, whether that be public, private, or homeschooling. But for my family, the choice was Bishop Public Schools. I was asked to address one of the 5 areas of concern on the Price Pew research, and so I chose mental health. The The mental health of our students is always a big concern. With the additional problems caused by social media, it has been exacerbated. I have always believed in a hands-on approach with children. The more professionals we can have interact with children, the better. We also need to train students how to look for signs in either themselves or their friends that something is going awry and where to go for help. This is actually being addressed in the Bishop schools through extra mental health professionals being hired and the suicide prevention training being done in classes. I think this is a very good step in the right direction to help our kids. This election is for a seat on the Bishop Unified School District Board of Trustees, public schools. Voting for a person who has 4.5 decades of experience with this district, who cares about kids and teachers on a very personal level, and who actually believes in public schools is a very good choice. So I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
And now we have Jamie Morley.
Just quick notes to remind me of what I'm going to talk about. I'm Jamie Morley. I was born and raised here in Bishop, California. I'm actually third generation. My family is, my mother's a car, so if anybody knows the old house on Home Street, that was my great-grandma's house. So I have lots of fond memories of playing in that yard, spending time in that house. I care about this community very much. I went through the Bishop school system from high school until I left my senior year and joined the Marine Corps. I lived down in Southern California for about 8 years, and after I left the Marine Corps, I decided that I wanted to live in Southern California like I wanted a hole in my head. So I decided to move back as fast as I could. I got a job with Mono County, and I've worked there for 20 years. I'm now the District 1 supervisor in Crowley, and have a great crew, love living in the Eastern Sierra and working in the Eastern Sierra, and I love Bishop community. I feel like this is my chance to give back to the community that I love so much. I have 2 daughters that are in the school system, middle school, elementary school, and during the 2020, 2021, and 2022 years, I was at home on my days off on Fridays watching what was distance learning and how much it affected the girls' progress in school, and that was when I decided to run. I feel like I can bring leadership to the school district. I feel like I can bring support for the other school board members, and I wanted to run for my kids, for my community. I've done about everything I can with coaching and refereeing and traveling sports. So this, I feel like, was the next step in serving the community. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody tonight, answering questions in the next round. And thank you for your time and thank you for showing up.
And last but not least, Michelle Mulligan.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. This is a fantastic group of people. I love the diversity in this room and the concern for our school system here in our beautiful Eastern Sierra. I was raised here in the Eastern Sierra and have been in the Eastern Sierra for 25 years of my life. My grandparents moved here in the 70s, and my parents went through Bishop Unified School District and graduated from BUHS. They're even here tonight. And we also have a rooted love for the heritage that this has left on my family. My parents chose to raise my sister and I here in the Eastern Sierra based on small town values, low crime rates, and being also just an area that you can really, like, you can know the people in the grocery store, you can know the people that are servicing your car, you can know the people that are cutting your hair. That small town community doesn't exist when you go outside of Bishop. And when I look back now, I had one of the most cherished childhoods that you can have here in California. When I was 8 years old, my parents decided to pull out my sister and I from the public school system here when they felt the standards and the excellence really focusing on the academics were really on the start of the decline in the late 90s in our California public systems. Not that it was a terrible structure, just it was a little starting to deviate. And it was focused on my sisters and I's education through homeschooling. I basically taught myself from 7th grade on and graduated in 2009 from homeschooling with honors and achieving every single California high school credit necessary to go on to Cerro College, and excelled at Cerro College when I enrolled there. Focusing back on to the schools here, I really didn't get that again until my husband and I decided to move back to the area in 2018 and really started looking at schools in the perspective of now being parents of 2 daughters and 1 on the way. And my oldest is special needs nutritionally. And so we navigated our BUSD in trying to set up the best care possible in getting her a structured learning in 1st grade. And she really did have a great first year. The schools were very responsive and being able to get her accommodated and feel like she had a good learning experience that 1st grade year. However, what became a challenge for her father and I was we weren't sure what the students were going to think of her through the school system, as we heard in the coming grades of 3rd, 4th, and upper elementary, and maybe even to high school and on, for the bullying. She had already gone through such a traumatic ordeal as a young child. We didn't want to add that to her mental health, being any roadblocks that she would need to navigate. So her father and I decided to withdraw her and start homeschooling her at the 2nd grade. And also at the time, we were then starting to put in our 2nd daughter, and she was starting to go through just fine, and then 2020 hit. And she was in 1st grade, and my 2nd is also slightly special needs with respiratory. She's a cleft child, and she's deflated on one side. She doesn't breathe as well when she has a mask on. In trying to navigate the distance learning and all that first year, I understood. It was like, okay, distance learning, we're still trying to figure all this out. But once it came to the fall and trying to have, would then be a 2nd grader with glasses and a mask and such a small face, and she already challenged respiratory-wise, why couldn't I get her an exemption? I talked with administration, I talked with her doctors, I even talked with her specialty doctors down south. They would not sign it for her, but I was not in a place that I could take her on as a homeschool as well. So I went before the board and petitioned, what would this be able to do? And it was at that point that I realized that parents' voices weren't being heard. And so what's motivated me to run for school board this year is to try to get the voice of our parents, of our hardworking locals, to the vision of our school, through the vision of our schools, on our campuses, and through our kids to be heard. Thank you.
Before we do the official introductions, I wanted to recognize my 6 seniors on the team. That's Scout, Ellie, Sydney, Cadence, Anaya, and Lucia. We're doing it today because 2 of my seniors are going to be gone next week. So 2 of them, it's going to be their last home match. So just wanted to tell you congratulations on making it to your senior year. And we really loved having you on the team. And I really loved being able to have the opportunity to coach you girls. And we all wish you the best of luck in whatever you continue to do next. So if you want to come up here for a moment. There you go. Oh my goodness. They keep you busy today. I like these. No, I know. They're delicious. Oh. We're going to miss you guys. Are you sure? Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Patty. And Emily. Emily, thank you.
Okay, one last round of applause.
Good job, Susie.
Hello, I'm Jeff Gabriel with the Eastern Sierra Interpretive Association, and coming up October 25th through the 27th, 2024, here in Bishop at the Cerro Community College will be the 9th annual Eastern Sierra History Conference. This conference spends 2 days, Friday and Saturday, with a number of speakers talking about a variety of historical events that have taken place in the Owens Valley. On Sunday, October 27th, is a couple tours. The first tour is to do the tungsten mine up in Pine Creek. The second is that we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the water decision with regard to Mono Lake, as well as the Mono Lake Basin Scenic Area being designated under the U.S. Forest Service. There will be a tour at the Mono Lake with at least 2 of the 3 people who were actively involved in that at the very beginning. Again, the 9th Annual History Conference will be October 25th through the 27th, 2024. If you want more information, go to sierraforever.org, click on Events, and click Eastern Sierra History Conference. Again, I'm Jeff Gabriel with the Eastern Sierra Interpretive Association. Educate, inspire, explore.
Why choose us? Because our success is determined by your success. Our job is to promote you. With our combined success, we foster an after-school programs teaching, broadcasting, writing, TV, and film. We help each other and teach future generations. Call us at 760-914-9883, extension 2.
Attention, everyone! The time has come again. Now, join your families.
You just might kiss the sky. Just might kiss the sky.